A blessed afternoon to all. I am Lian Fernandez, your chairman for today's activity. We are all here today to witness a friendly debate given by our two teams with the resolution, is synthetic division easier to find the remainder than remainder theorem? To formally start this activity, let us all rise for a prayer. I call please speak out loud.
Let us bow our heads and close our shoulders. Dear Lord, thank you for this beautiful day you have given us. Thank you for always being here for us. Please guide us as we're going to have our debate for today. Naway ang bawat isa sa amin ay matutunan. Kami humingi ng tawad sa aming mga kasalanang nagawa. Salamat po sa bawat bigay at tatanggap natin bawat araw.
May na kami sila. To kick off this activity, let us call in Ma'am Sherlyn to introduce us to the panel of judges, followed by her message.
Okay, so blessed afternoon, everyone. I proudly present to you the panel of judges who will serve as the adjudicators. To start with, Ma'am Rosalina D. Cabata, Master and the curriculum chair of Grade 10 Mathematics. So, the chairman of the Board of Judges. Together with Ma'am Shelly Grace A. Gabawan, Secondary School Teacher 2, Asimeo Graduate Batch 3. And Ma'am Shara P. Hamorol, Secondary School Teacher 1, Grade 10 Mathematics Teacher. Lastly, Ma'am Glisette Gallo, Secondary School Teacher 1, Grade 10 Mathematics. To the two debating teams, I would like to remind you that this is a friendly debate. So its goal is just to deepen your understanding and the applied concepts. And to the audience, so you are expected to write a reflection paper about this activity. So I will collect it later. Okay, so I know you're all excited. Let's begin.
So first, let us call in the proposition side.
Marvel's clear sensitive division method is easier to manipulate than the remainder theorem. I am Shara Usman, the team captain will go on. I'm the fourth debater. I'm Alexander Galita, the fifth debater.
I'm the sixth.
So, good afternoon to each and everyone. So, synthetic division method is here to find the remainder than the remainder theorem. So, for us, we are in the opposition house. So, my name is Jolene Di Batister, the chief captain of the opposition, and I am Jolene Villahuri, the second debater. And I am Jaime Guinabarro, the third debater, and the fourth debater. I am Fatima Shahada Balaji, the fifth debater.
I am Adrian Stone, the sixth debater.
Thank you all so much. So now, let us go
I'm Monica
say your argument. So make sure to fit all your ideas and reasons in that short period of time. So let's start our debate. This house believes that synthetic division method is easier to find the remainder than remainder theorem. Let us first hear it from the proposition side's team captain.
Have you ever wondered why teachers taught us synthetic division first before they taught us long division? Well, the reasons are, first, it has fewer calculations. Next, it has less space on paper. It uses less space on paper. Calculations are made without variables. Fewer sign errors are made because additions are made instead of subtractions, which is used in the long division in performing the remainder theorem. Synthetic division is also called a shortcut method because it can be used to simplify the rational expression. Long division, you are dividing with variables which can result you to errors that will lead you to a wrong answer, unlike synthetic division. It is a simplified form of the polynomial division. It does away with brackets and variables using polynomials long division and focuses on the coefficients of the polynomial in question. It also shortens the process of division and can cause less confusion than typical polynomial long division. And obviously, synthetic division is used because it is made to simplify. That's all. Thank you.
Degree 3 or higher can be difficult to solve. That's why Chinese remainder theorem, or sometimes called the little bit theorem, was made to have an easy way to solve a problem. So it was made by a mathematician named Sun Zi, although it was completed by Win Jishao in 1247. So if we use synthetic division, we will consume time with us computing steps. So in the remainder theorem, it is easy to solve because you will just substitute the given problem and you will arrive at the right answer. So according to Jim Thompson, you can always use synthetic division in dividing polynomials because using synthetic division, you must be dividing a linear expression and the coefficient must be 1. So it means that you need to transform the given into a linear if it is not. That's all. As you can see, synthetic division is a shorthand method for polynomial division. This method is much efficient and practical to use in finding the remainder due to the steps involved. Just bring down the first dividend, then multiply it to the divisor, then the product will be added to the next dividend, and the sum will once again multiply to the divisor, and the process will continue till you reach the adding of the last dividend and the last product. And you just need two steps like multiply and add, and that's it. Just remember that the last term is a remainder, and that's all. Thank you.
Everything you do. Math is important because it's the most widely used subject in the world. To finally start, I wanted you to ask a question. What do you think am I holding right now? Well, I don't need your answer. It's really obvious that I'm holding a tablet. These are gadgets that we use in finding the remainder. There's a calculator in it. And we all know that calculators are very helpful. We are living in a millennial era wherein there's already a calculator. So what's the purpose in inventing calculators if we're not going to use it? To find the remainder of a polynomial divided by some linear factor, we usually use the method synthetic division. However, the concept of the remainder term provides us with a straightforward, and that's the only important thing. We need a straightforward way to calculate the remainder without going into the hassle. That's all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am here to share my perspective about today's resolution. I believe that synthetic division is easier to use than remainder theorem in finding the remainder. Synthetic division has many advantages, and one of it is that we can easily solve a problem using a synthetic division since there will be fewer calculations. There are also no variables involved since we will only be taking the coefficients involved. My last stand is that there will be fewer errors because additions are made instead of subtractions.
Theorem alone, we can highly conclude that this theorem was made to easily find the remainder. Every one of us loves to discover a quicker and more efficient way to arrive with the answer. Remainder theorem is one of the more useful shortcuts since you must likely save your time, energy, and efforts. Let me give with this example for us to prove that remainder theorem is more easy than the synthetic division in finding the remainder. Say we have f of x is equal to 2x squared plus 1x plus 3 to be divided by x minus 1. Using the remainder theorem, we just simply need to find the value of x from the divisor and substitute it from the given function. As simple as that. So we just need to substitute and it will give us the remainder, which is 6. See, even just for a second, you can solve for the remainder with the help of this theorem.
Our house believes that synthetic division provides a method for dividing polynomials which eliminates the need to write variables and generally reduces the number and complexity of calculations. Also, synthetic division is an alternate method to quickly and easily divide polynomials instead of using long division. Remember that in synthetic division, the number in the bottom row in the last column on the right is the remainder. Thus, rather than plugging a value in or using order of operations, you can use synthetic division as a
way to evaluate a polynomial for a given value. Using the synthetic division, it requires only multiplication and addition, no subtraction, hence it is not prone to error.
Other than the synthetic division, remainder theorem provides an easier way to find the remainder theorem. The remainder, ladies and gentlemen, when the polynomial f of x is divided by some linear factors like x minus r, we simply get the value of x, which is the r, then we substitute it into the function itself. Then the value of p of x is the remainder itself. It is the result. So it is easy that the synthetic division, as you can see. Some use synthetic division at first, but they eventually try to verify their answer with the use of remainder theorem. So why go with the hassle using synthetic division if we can just use the remainder theorem? One more thing is, the remainder theorem has the least step to follow, unlike the synthetic division. More steps, the tendency is greater to make mistakes rather than the remainder theorem. So it's more better to use the remainder theorem than the synthetic division. That's all.
So, as what we have said, synthetic division is a shortcut method of polynomial division. We can also use this method to get the remainder of a given function. I believe it is easier to find the remainder in synthetic division because unlike remainder theorems, we don't do substitution in this method that made it more easier. Also, as what I've heard from the captain of the other house, steps of remainder theorem is confusing. So synthetic division is generally used, not only for dividing out factors, but also in finding zeros. It is more convenient than remainder theorem because remainder theorem takes more time than synthetic division. In fact, you can solve mathematical problems by this method with ease and understanding.
There's a lot of ways to arrive at the correct answer. One of these is the remainder theorem. When you divide polynomial by another, the process takes long. Instead of using long division, an easier way to know the answer is the remainder theorem. This shortcut is efficient since it saves more time and effort. Remainder theorem has a few steps. One is getting the value of x. After that, substituting the value of x to the function, and lastly, multiplying to get the answer. Let me give you another example. If the given function is x cubed minus 7x minus 6, and if x is equals to 4, the only thing you need to do to find the remainder is here is to substitute the x to the given function, and then that's it. You already know what the remainder in the given function, and the remainder for that function is 30. That's how easy to find the remainder using the remainder theorem. That's all.
Further continue as we state that the synthetic division is the easiest method to find the remainder. Well, this was the goal of a great mathematician. He created this method in building a purpose of making Euclidean division of polynomials with less writing and lesser calculation. So that the long division or the remainder theorem, this method is an easier way to find the remainder theorem. Since it only uses a set of programs such as addition, subtraction, and so this great mathematician was named Paolo Ruffini, and it is called the Ruffini's, and that's all.
What is easier to find the remainder? I would have to say that remainder theorem is easy. The concept of remainder theorem provides us with a straightforward way to calculate the remainder without going into the hassle. While in synthetic division, it has a lot of steps and we won't know the answer right away. When the polynomial p of x is divided by some linear factors in the form of x minus 3, then the remainder is simply the value of p of x evaluated at c. In symbols, p of c is equal to the remainder.
Let us now proceed with the rebuttal. Proposition side, please give your answer to the opposition side.
I started with my words with a question, and I would like to ask it to you. Why did the teachers teach us synthetic division first before the remainder theorem? When we were in grade 6, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Why?
To answer your question, for me, it was taught to us when we were in elementary because synthetic division is used to find the quotient. In this In this debate, we are just referring to the remainder. Since synthetic division, first find the quotient and before the remainder. So synthetic division was first solved.
So yung synthetic division nung mga grade school pa tayo because hindi pa natin kaya ng utak natin mga function, substitute, mga variable. Kaya tinuro yun sa atin kasi parang simple division lang siya. What if yung mga divisor natin hindi siya linear? So hindi nyo magagamit yung synthetic division. So mas maganda yung remainder ng area.
Sabi mo diba, nung grade school tayo, kaya nga siya tinuro una yung synthetic division kasi alam ng mga teachers na kaya natin yun. So parang kahit, kasi nga easy siya. So dapat, so sinabi mo, yung remainder theorem is easy, so di ba dapat parang sabay siyang ituro or unahin din yung remainder theorem. At sinabi mo rin kanina na yung synthetic division is hindi siya pwede pang linear. So bakit natin gagamitin siya kung alam naman natin hindi siya applicable?
Gaya nga ng topic natin sa debate na ito, yung after lang talaga natin nakukunin is ang remainder. Kasi yung synthetic division, kaya siya tinuro sa atin dati pa, nung elementary siya kasi, kailangan yung synthetic division para makuha yung quotient. So yung remainder theorem, ginawa siya para lang makuha yung remainder. Hindi na tayo mag-e-effort para kunin pa yung quotient, kasi sa synthetic, makuha mo muna yung quotient bago yung remainder. Sa remainder theorem, hindi mo na kailangan kunin muna yung quotient kasi direct to the point na yung answer niya, which is the
Diba, you were saying na, diba, makukuha lang yung quotient, pero you cannot get the quotient if you will solve the, using a synthetic division, you will get the quotient and also the remainder. In our elementary days, we were just focusing on the remainder in that case, but we achieved to get the remainder while getting the quotient na, diba? Diba?
Next, sir. So please, ask questions.
So, gaya na sabi niya Lisa kanina, is that I don't think so. She knows about this thing, but as far as we know that you cannot use synthetic division when the given is linear. So sa level natin, wherein nung elementary tayo, yung tinuturo sa atin yung usually binibigay sa atin is linear function. Kasi mas easier yun kunin or mas easier yun. Pero ngayon kasi, since nasa high school na tayo, kaya tinuturo yung remainder theorem sa atin is that mas high level na or mas mataas na yung tingin ng mga teachers sa atin. That's why they're all giving us the hindi lang linear function kasi yung pang linear function, pang elementary na lang yun, hindi na yung pang level natin.
Sa synthetic division, kasi di ba sinasabi mo, tinuro yung remainder theorem sa mga higher level. So, ibig sabihin mo na kapag tinuro siya first, so mas easy siyang i-apply.
Easier siya matutunan. Easier siya para makuha ang remainder.
Kasi pinag-usapan natin kung hindi natin pinag-usapan kung saan siya
So yung mahirap naman ngayon, so yung binibigay sa ating mga problem, mahirap. Kaya nga, nandiyan yung remainder theorem para padaliin yung pagsagot natin sa mahirap na given. Kaya yung synthetic division naman, hindi niya siya magagamit. Kaya nandiyan yung remainder theorem para padaliin yung problems na mahirap. Kasi kung madali kunin yung remainder gamit ang synthetic division, the teachers won't teach us the remainder theorem. They won't introduce us and they won't do such effort to explain that to us because we can already use the synthetic division to find the remainder.
So, nasa high school na po tayo ngayon. Diba? Kasi dati sa elementary tayo, wala pang substitution. I mean, wala pang a squared plus chu. Wala pang ganun. Wala pang substitution. Tinuro ang synthetic division kasi nga, wala pa siyang mga variables doon. Diba? So, yung question ko, bakit pa tinuro yung remainder theorem kung meron naman pala, kung mas easy naman pala yung synthetic division? Bakit pa tinuro sa atin? Kasi di ba sabi nyo naman kanina, yung synthetic division ang pinaka-easy. I mean, ang synthetic division ay mas easy kaysa sa remainder theorem kung kukunin yung remainder. So bakit pa? Ano pang purpose ng remainder theorem kung hindi naman siya gagamitin?
Diba? Kasi, yun na yun, pag sinabi natin synthetic division, pag sinabi natin synthetic division, tapos sinabi nyo, tapos sinabi nyo, easy lang, so, bakit po ginawa yung remainder?
Complex ability ng ng functions na solve ng synthetic division. We're just, yung synthetic division, yung applicable sa function. Not sa complex, kung ginawa sa complex yung function. So, yun na, it's easy kapag linear function is divisor. But with complex, wala bibili lang masasagot na easy yung it's not easy or more hard because hindi na siya applicable. Pero sila man easy lang talaga yun. Easy lang kasi for you
Remainders theorem are made for complex problems, while synthetic division is made for easier problems. That is, doon pa lang, sabi nyo, kayo mismo yung nagsabi na is made for complex and synthetic is made for easier. Doon pa lang, masasabi mo na mas madali ang synthetic kasi nga, ginawa siya sa easier
video. Yung mga problem binibigay sa synthetic, easy lang, kaya easy siya. Hindi porket binigay easy na yung something. Yung sa remainder theorem, di ba, for complex siya, na easy na siya kapag sa complex. What if yung given na ibibigay sa remainder, mas easy katulad ng synthetic, di ba, mas easier yung remainder sa synthetic?
Yes. Division, it's used for easy na given. Tapos yung remainder theorem, bigay siya sa harder na given. Synthetic division, hindi kasi siya magagamit sa harder kasi meron siyang marang limit lang kung saan siya magagamit. And hindi mo siya makakompare na easier siya kasi hindi mo nga magagamit. Paano mo masasabing easier siya, hindi mo nga magagamit, di ba? Different kasi ang...
Gamitin mo yung remainder, mas madali na yung sa remainder kasi easy na yung sa complex. Kaya na synthetic yung easy, yung remainder sa complex.
Kasi yung sa remainder theorem, di ba? Gaya na sabi niya yung sa synthetic division, ginawa rin siya para sa easier, problems, ganyan-ganyan. So, yung pinupunta kasi namin sa remainder theorem, kung kaya nito ang ibigay yung remainder sa mga mahihirap na given, what more sa mga madadaling given? Mas easier na talaga siya. So, yun yung punto. Ba't pag gagamitin yung synthetic division, kung isa lang kung nasa easing side lang naman sila, well, sa remainder theorem, pwede mong kunin yung remainder kahit madali man o mahirap ang binigay na bakit gagamitin pa yung synthetic if mas madali na sabi mo para sa'yo na sa inyo na mas madali naman ang remainder theorem mas lalo pag sa easier problems. So, kaya nga, narinig ko kanina sinabi ng team captain mo na ang process ng remainder theorem ay confusing. That means, kung pagpiliin kayo ng process between confusing or synthetic, syempre, pipiliin nyo yung hindi kayo confused. That's why we need to use synthetic division para hindi sabihin, if we use synthetic division, we will consume time. It has confusing steps, while in the remainder theorem, it isn't so because we will just substitute the given problem. So, wala akong sinabi na yung remainder theorem namin ay